In more than a head-scratching move, the Department of Justice just last Friday dropped individual cases against 5 Chinese researchers in the United States accused of hiding their current ties to the Chinese military.
This is a serious issue. It's been a serious issue. They've invaded offices in Congress. They are invading the universities. When I say invading, they are targeting these universities. And I'm talking about this. These are people that then become basically implanted spies.
One of these individuals actually admitted to the FBI that they were instructed by the Chinese government to report back, is the term used. These are individuals in the U.S., at U.S. research institutions, top institutions in our country, Harvard, MIT, the list goes on, and they are known to be not just Chinese nationals, but working for the Chinese government, and in many cases, the Chinese military itself.
I'm fearful that we're getting to the point where prosecutions are political. And what I mean by that is they pursue certain cases and drop other cases. And that weaponization of DOJ, we saw in the Trump administration when the FBI and DOJ officials ignored facts and tried to pursue a conclusion that was political in nature with the whole Russian collusion narrative.
When you have questions about whether or not prosecutorial decisions get political, there's recourse, Jay, and that recourse is congressional oversight. But here's the problem. We know now, this is not hyperbole, we know beyond a shadow of a doubt the Chinese government is also having success infiltrating not just the halls of Congress, Jay, but actually the offices of members that sit on the Intelligence Committee. And unfortunately, Speaker Pelosi is not taking action to remove those members. So I think it's fair in a moment like this, on a day like this, to ask what portion of the federal government is adequately prepared to combat the threat of China. Because if we're going to depend on congressional oversight while people like Eric Swalwell sit on the Intelligence Committee, Jay, I don't have a lot of confidence in that.
The key issue here is whether or not the American people can muster enough force to demand that the Biden administration put American interests first rather than Chinese interests. That, I think, is the quintessential question which faces the Biden administration going forward.
We're talking about nationals of China who've ensconced themselves and infiltrated institutions of higher learning and institutions of great influence in the United States. And we are profiling them.
For the purpose of espionage. And I mean,
that's right.
One of them,
purpose.
And the Chinese government is not really denying that. They sent 1,000 students home as the crackdown began.
What it has done is uncover a massive program by China where there are thousands of students, researchers, professors who they're self-funding.
Yes.
So they're providing the money to the universities to bring them in. And we saw a crackdown begin under the Trump administration.
Especially at the university level.
And now that crackdown has been halted.